Hi, guys.
Well, hey, everybody. Happy Friday. David Gross with Conde Systems back with you to share a little bit of our recipe for success with Sprite. Sprite, how are you today?
Fantastic, David. How are you?
We've had a wild week as we continued after Black Friday week. So we're glad you're with us, and hopefully we can help you end your year with some success. So what are we going to do today, Sprite?
Well, today I have a bunch of new products, and I'm excited about it. We have new gloss finished slate, and we have a bunch of new sizes and new,
Yeah, I got a couple of surprise pieces that we had engineered. For those that have been using our slate all these years ago we chose a matte finish slate as we definitely got better results, and you know, it really looked good. But in our product planning session early this year, we said let's bring on slate, and we took a look at it, evaluated it, and fell in love with it.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about the new shapes, and yeah.
Did you bring some of the new shapes?
I did. I brought all the new shapes.
Awesome. So we will continue, of course, to provide the matte finish because it really does look good viewing from any angle. But now we've got slate, and we've got a few new sizes and shapes in the glossy version.
Oh, Yuba City, California. I have friends of mine in Smartsville, right there by you. Beautiful. And yes, Lisa, you are correct. You guessed correct. Kind of. Well, I'll show you in just a second.
We hope everybody's been having fun with their black boxes. We've had a lot of fun with ours, and we do have a few black boxes left over, so we'll decide what we're going to do with those. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
You just never know where they might show up, right?
That's right. That's right. So. And like always, guys, you're going to get a chance to win one of all the slates that I pressed today, if you can do that magic thing that I asked you to do. But it's going to be at the end of the broadcast. Hopefully, this particular broadcast, we'll see. Hope I didn't jinx it. And also, you guys have a chance to win some really pretty artwork. Let's see if I can find my mouse. There we go. So yeah, all this great art right here. A couple pieces by Zach, a couple pieces by me. But all you have to do is share this video. So let's get my viewership up. You know.
So this artwork is over at condedesign.com.
There you go.
And so you can go over there, and I tell you what, now there's a lot of great sources of artwork out there. I would say ours is probably a little bit unique. And so, you know, get out there. But as we've talked about in the value equation, it's the substrate, it's the artwork, it's your marketing and selling program that all adds together to bring that selling price up. And of course, I think the #1 mistake for sublimators is selling too low. You just really don't realize the great value that your product has, and that's why people sell at the bottom, or they sell through some sort of crazy markup model. There is no such animal with sublimation. We do have a pricing spreadsheet that gives you a little bit of ranges that we've surveyed out there that we feel like are intelligent selling prices. But ultimately, the better the artwork, the better you position it, or you positioning your products for a flea market or for a upper scale boutique.
And I did a couple of neat things today with the artwork because
I like this one here.
Yeah. Well, so what happened is I designed all the slate, and then I went, oh, I didn't do any artwork, so I had to go back and redesign some stuff. And yes, Marianne, my email, you have my email correctly, and I did get your email, and I apologize for not emailing you back. So everybody that won last week, I was out for like a day and a half this week, so I haven't actually sent your prizes yet, but I'm going to take care of that as soon as we get off the air. And I apologize. I promise you guys, you all won. I'm going to give you your art. I'm going to give you your blanks that you won. I promise. So. And, oh, a lot of people in Yuba City. I love it. I love it. Up there in the Buttes, the Sierra Buttes. Well, you want to start with the fun stuff? Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay. So we do have a couple of things coming up I'm excited about. So we're going to be in Long Beach, January 17th through the 20th at the Expressions Expo. So you guys should be receiving an email about that to figure out how you can come for free. We're at booth 533, and then you guys will be in Santa Clara, California, February the 7th through the 8th for the NBM show in booth 701.
Yeah, we're
Always
really, of course, Long Beach and the ISS, what I call ISS, they've sort of changed the name, modernized it, whatever, to Impressions Expo or something.
Yeah, Impressions Expo.
It's going to be a great show. You know, I can't tell you just how good a show it is, so be there. They always have good classes. I think they charge for their classes. Even some classes maybe before. I know the folks there probably at Digital Art Solutions, Rhinestone World, those kind of people teach. Love that education. But come on by. We will be showing the Conde kiosk, and I will be showing the Epson F570 as well. So we'll have the SG400, the SG800, and then the new Epson 570, which you can see. And we'll have, of course, our DK20Ss. I think we're bringing 3. So if you're in the need of buying a press, if you want to save a bundle and be able to wheel it out of the show, we will have at least 3 DK20Ss with stands, so you got to take the stand. So great deal. Industry standard press. Also, if you want to meet the folks at the George Knight Company, this is one of the very few shows that they exhibit at. So I'm sure Aaron Knight, one of the George Knight Company folks, will be there, see their booth, see the presses. Obviously, if you're in the market before the end of the year for some equipment like presses, printers, things like that, take advantage of end of the year purchasing savings for tax purposes. I think it's section 179 that if you're a normal kind of business, you can write off much of the equipment you purchase through accelerated depreciation.
So Nancy asked, was it the NBM that charges for classes or ISS?
ISS charges for classes. The NBM classes are free. But regardless, I don't think it's much money one way or another, and probably well worth it. So education to me is the key. That's exactly why Sprite and I are up here, to help you and to do our best showing you new products as well as answering your questions.
And
so yes, Scooby-Doo, or how do you say his name?
We just call him Scoob.
Scoob. We will have an F570, God willing. We've had a very difficult time getting enough to fill orders as people that are trying to buy one. And we are in the process, or we'll shortly start profiling it for the SpectraFusion profiles as well. So I think, oh yeah, so Nancy says they're $25 for class. That's essentially nothing. So a great deal.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start pressing some stuff, guys. So I've got a couple viewers. So off the top, oh, okay. I'm sorry, Scoob. We can just call her Scoob. All right, guys. So I've got some few viewers. So I'm going to go ahead and give away 2 packs of art. I'm going to give one on YouTube. I'm going to give one on Facebook. If you guys can share my video, let's get the viewership up. Let's say, you know, let's double it on both platforms. So I know you guys are in some Facebook groups or some kind of sublimation group. Share it. Let's get the viewership up, and I'll give away 2 more art packs. But you have to comment, and you also have to watch till the end of the video. So
I have one question that I'm sure is going to come up. Might as well cover it right now. When we do the subless shrink, what oven are we using?
Oh, the Hamilton Beach Large Capacity Convection Oven, model number 31108. I'm going to take Sam's advice, and I'm going to make a sign.
Okay. So we've had, I would say, tremendous success would be very much an understatement. The success we've had with subless shrink technology, where it's going in the future, are absolutely amazing. In fact, I got a call today from a very large mug decorator. They have 2 or 3 of the Hicks ovens.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't told you this yet.
That's cool.
And they had come by for an annual visit. Many of the companies we sell to, the very large ones, they will come by once a year, sit down with us, and just asked, you know, what's new, how can we help them? And well, this company came and we said, well, we don't know if you're interested in this, but take a look at where we're going with, you know, drinkware decorating, and of course, you could put it on other products as well that would go in the oven. And we didn't expect them to really even pay any attention because many of those companies, they have a routine and they're just not going to be pushed out of their comfort zone. Well, I got word today that they have started using the SubliShrink on their 11, 15-ounce mugs. They don't use a heat gun. They just put the bag over it, let it run in the oven because, you know, you've got a great distance before it actually hits inside the oven.
And that Hicks oven, when you turn it on, it sounds like a jet fighter going off. But that's the fan in it.
These are the rotary ones.
So, and we've actually been, and I haven't told you this, so we've been playing with doing the SubliShrink without the heat gun in the ovens. And it does work, but it does not work consistently enough for me to recommend that for people that just have regular tabletop ovens. Because you'll still get, you know, maybe a little light spot or so. It's really good to heat shrink it with the heat gun before you put it in
the tunnels, you've got distance before it goes inside, so that's enough for it to do its thing. But I'm very curious, and so at any rate, I recommend you take a look at the SubliShrink. We are going to keep bringing out different sizes of SubliShrink, but the biggest success, I think, by far has been on the shot glass. It's just an amazing game changer in doing, it makes shot glasses just simply painless.
All right, I see you guys.
Always two caveats. Never use this oven for food. It's a dedicated oven for sublimation. And number two is always get you an internal thermometer to put in the back of the oven because you cannot trust what the oven tells you.
We got some Mississippi Gulf Coast watchers. Hey, Kelly, that's always fun. I was going to say something, and then I forgot. Oh, well. All right. I've got this piece right here. So this is a new piece. This is a new shape. This particular one is SUSL 861. It comes in a box, and it comes with 2 feet. So this is 3.9 by 5.9 rectangle. Gotta love the metric system. So I've got our first design, which is my honeycomb flowers. And this is how I do the slate. So I'm going to put it on there.
The paper you're using?
I'm just using SPP paper.
Okay, the DyeTrans paper.
Yeah, so I pretty much use DyeTrans paper with every single thing except for acrylic panels because the text print has more of a high release and it releases off, it doesn't stick. So I use SPP for just about everything. So, all right. So I've got my image, I've got my slate, and I'm going to take it and wrap it around and tape to the back of the slate. So I've got a couple of tricks to show you on how to do a good slate piece.
Go to the top camera.
Hey, we got that, don't we? Hi, guys. Okay, so I took it, wrapped it, taped it, and I'm going to take the other side, wrap it, and tape it. So just like that, it's nice and secure. And now I'm going to place it in my oven. Now, before I place it in the oven, that's not right. I am going to preheat my heat conductive rubber. So when you first have your heat conductive rubber, when you do your first piece of slate, your heat conductive rubber is cold. So for the temperature and the times that we offer, you're going to want to heat it up a little bit. So I'm just going to take my press and just close it for about 30 seconds. And that's going to preheat it enough to where the correct amount of time, the correct amount of heat, my slate's going to look great. So I did a piece earlier, so mine's actually warm. And I'm just going to take my slate. We go slate face up, image face down. I'm going to place it in between 2 pieces of protective paper and my 1/8-inch heat conductive rubber. And I'm going to press this for 5 minutes, 400 degrees, medium pressure. Okay, keep in mind that the slate is a natural material. So 1, the sizes will vary by about 1/2 inch, and 2, the thicknesses will vary slightly. So always be sure that you're using enough pressure, a nice medium pressure, but not too much pressure. Too much pressure is going to crack the slate. Okay, and I've seen a couple of comments on the Facebook forum about not using a green pad with slate, and that's erroneous. Please use your slate. I mean, please use your green pad with the slate. Because the slate is natural, it may have some ridges in it. That heat conductive rubber is going to smooth everything out and give you a really nice imprint. So.
Yeah, we get a call 2 or 3 times a day of somebody saying, I don't have the green pad, I want to do slate, and bottom line is it's very difficult, bordering on impossible to do the slate without the green pad. We've tried. I know a few people out there actually do it upside down. Have you ever done that?
Mm-mm. Not
so
personally,
the
no.
transfer is face up, slate's face down, and you're pushing heat through the back because it is an age-old trick. But bottom line is just simply buy the thicker green pad, and that's 1/8 inch, right?
Yes, sir. It is an 1/8 inch
green pad. We tend to use the 1/16 of an inch green pad on the acrylic, and so all that is really very helpful to do, you know, if you want, again, great results.
I have a couple of questions. Yeah, Maria, the DyeTrans SPP paper, that is the paper that we sell. And Mind Bojo said the green stuff is pricey. Yes, it's a little expensive. However, you use it all this like forever. You don't, as long as you cover your substrate with protective paper, you're not going to ruin your heat conductive
It should have
rubber.
a very long life, you know, years and years and years of service. But again, to my knowledge, there's just not a substitute. I've tried different rubbers, red rubbers, things like that, but the green rubber I'm continuing to go back to because the surface of slate, because it is a, you know, handmade product. The slate is, as I recall, is metamorphic rock is what it's made out of.
Sounds good to me.
And so you need that green pad.
Yeah, Maria, it's like a silicone mat.
I used to know what it was made out of years ago, but I can't remember.
It's like open, I don't know. I have
Yeah,
no idea.
something like.
Something like that. Okay, so the slate takes a long time, FYI. So that piece it's going to take 5 minutes.
Would you recommend them doing more than one piece at a time?
Would you?
So I would say that with a good press, I think you can get away with it.
Yeah, and depending on how big the piece is. So this little
So
piece.
ideally you want to swing away heat press. Clamshells are going to be a little bit more challenging. If you got a clamshell, move it to the very back of the press and put it landscape so that as the press closes, you've got the most even pressure on the back. But ultimately, the George Knight DK20S is the best press typically for all the stuff we do.
Yes. And Kelly said she didn't cover her image and she ruined her green mat. Now she has to get another one.
So I would say that she could flip it over, and I bet that's going to do it. Ultimately, if there's sublimation gas in the green pad, that will come out. And so sublimating to your green pad, I don't believe will ruin the pad, but ultimately it means you're going to be using cover paper, you know, whenever that part of the green pad is against your substrate.
Always use cover paper. Protect your substrates, protect your equipment. It's just, yeah, yes, use your mistakes as a learning tool. That's right. Like David says, your box of shame.
Yeah, this week has
Wall of
just
shame.
been, because everybody's sort of in a panic trying to get their orders out, it has just been so many little tips to repeat. For instance, doing the subless shrink, you need the gold tape. The gold tape is what we found to be that is sort of invisible when it comes to sublimation. Having the green pad, very valuable. And, you know, if I'm going to do a lot of slate, I'm going to have my trusty cool plate. The cool plate's going to cool things at a fraction of the time normally. So we had tremendous number of cool plates sold during Black Friday week for some reason. I'm not sure, maybe we were running a special on them or something.
Maybe.
But I got a call from the supplier and he says, what did you do? You know, and I said, well, Sprite and I promote the cool plate you know, with every broadcast we do, because
We really need one. I want one. I'm gonna have to get one.
it's a very, very powerful time-saving element. Wow,
Isn't
great
that
job.
cool? So let me show you guys this. So like I said, this is our first design, and I like the fact that the rock is all, you know, you can see where, oh, that's hot. You can see where it kind of dips down. I like the natural look. I've given one of these as a gift before, and they just love it. I mean, you talk about the wow factor of how did you do that? That's so cool. So I just
Whether it's a vacation photo, makes a great one. It's just art. Say you've got a friend of ours. I saw him the other night. They're into heavy-duty bird photography.
Cool.
We were at that, you know, the Five Rivers, and
I love that place.
and my son was helping give a lecture on weird, but he was spiders and ticks, and the other people were doing their lecture on birds. So I learned there are 48,200 species of spiders.
That's it? I would maybe on this continent, but how about like Australia?
No, it's species.
Like in the world.
Species.
Okay.
You know, so pretty amazing. But at any rate, anything natural, vacation-wise, just the slate just has that presence to it.
It does. Okay, guys, I got one of these in new shapes. So this is our picture frame. This is our rectangle frame. It's 7.5 inches by 9.8 inches. This is SUSL866. And it comes with the easel.
You going to decorate this?
I am going to decorate it.
Let's see what transfer you're going to put on.
Okay, I'll show you. There we go. This is...
While you're doing that, I'm going to go grab a photograph. I've got the perfect photograph to go in there.
I put my initials on it, so...
No, we'll just show them how we're going to do the photograph.
Okay, so I've got, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you run and get some double-sided tape from Todd also, please? Thank you. Okay, so this is our second design. This is, what is this called? This is called Fancy Flowers. I love this picture frame. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let me switch cameras again. Okay. So David, oh yeah, you can see it. All right, so I'm going to cut the sides down a little bit because I don't want it to overlap. So the cool plate, if one of the girls can put the cool plate item number, a link to it in the description of the Facebook feed, that would be great. I've got Miss Barbie, excuse me, yeah, Barbie's asking for it. All right, so I always want to make sure there's no debris on my slate, so I just kind of wipe it with my hands a little bit. I'm going to set it, line it up, and wrap it just like I did my other one. Wrap it and tape it. So wrapping it ensures that it's not going to slide around when you press it. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it on protective paper, face up, image face down. I'm going to cover it with my heat conductive rubber and another sheet of protective paper, and I'm going to press this one for 8 minutes. Okay. So once again, a medium pressure. And like I said, anytime I do slate, it doesn't matter if I'm doing the exact same part number over and over again. I always want to make sure that my pressure is correct. So this one's a little bit thicker than that other piece. Okay, got that going. And yes. Cool. This is glass. No, Bonnie, this is slate. So this is a natural slate. SUSL866. Did I say glass? I may have said glass, and I apologize if I did. And there you go, the A6000. That's the part number for the cool plate. You guys are on today, and I appreciate that. All right. I thank you very much for sharing this video. I see I've got a lot of views, so thank you very much. If we can get just a few more, I'll give away 2 more art packs. I've already picked 2 winners. I've got one on YouTube, one on Facebook. In order to win the art, you have to comment because I pick you guys from the comments. So, and you don't even have to say anything nice, really. Thanks, Miriam. Hope you got your stuff. All right.
So I've got some double-sided tape. This is stuff you can buy at Lowe's.
I love that picture. I have that picture on my refrigerator.
So but the design is,
Well, it's
yeah.
it's portrait. I need
So
landscape.
anyway,
But
we
that's
can
all
at least
right.
show people.
Yeah.
But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to do a quick tape this into the back of the slate before you attach the easel. Would be one way to do it. And so, anyway, yeah, my son, every year I'll show you what he does. He takes this picture, and it's good to have creative kids, you know. But a little bit out of focus, but he does this mock, you know. I guess this is sort of a mock thing from Animal House. You know, I don't know, you know, what he was doing, but at any rate, that's what his friends.
I hope we didn't freeze. We probably did. If you can hear me, Carol, I absolutely loved that email that you sent me. Thank you for checking me on my live feeds. That was hilarious. That was hilarious, though. I actually saved it, and I think I'm going to print it, put it on a sign. So I don't know if we're frozen or not. I think it might just be the screen. Cool, Katrina. Yes, she said, I've only recently found Conde and I'm sold. All right, we are not frozen. It's just our view. Our view. Thank you guys very much. Yes, it made me smile also. So that was hilarious. All right. Okay, thank you guys. Got a lot of comments, got a lot of viewers.
So you want to, how much more time we got?
Oh man, 4 minutes, 5
Okay.
minutes. Well, I'm going to wait, and I'm actually going to do it to the back of the slate.
Yep. So double-sided carpet tape, and you'll peel it off, stick it, and then your client would then remove the other side of the tape, tape their photograph in, and then attach the easel. So sort of relatively easy.
Yeah, not bad at all. And you can get that carpet tape anywhere.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Lowe's or Home Depot
Yeah.
certainly would be a good place.
All right.
And if you come up with some more innovation with a better way to do this, but ultimately seems pretty simple. Attach the tape, leave the outside layer with the protective plastic on, then the client tapes their photograph into the opening, remove the tape, stick the easel.
Yep, easy peasy.
What
lemon squeezy.
other shapes we got,
Well,
sizes?
We'll,
I think we got another picture frame, don't we?
we do have another picture frame, and it's really cute. I like the picture frames because I like, and you guys will see what I did to the design. So on this one, I put a monogram, and on the other one, I put like best friends. So
For people that are already using the matte slate, anything to change?
absolutely not. No.
Okay.
It's the same times and temperatures. Now, like I said, there are some different sizes, so figure out which time and temperature for which size.
So a bigger pot boils slower. Let's talk about folks that do the slate and have issues. And principally the reason they have issues is heat presses that are really not calibrated. They're a different temperature than they say. So I do recommend when you buy a heat press and every 6 months recalibrate the press. I use a very low-tech instrument. It's a digital metal candy thermometer, usually if it's a nice press, then there's a way to calibrate. Otherwise, you just adjust it till you get the right reading. Number two issue is all heat presses really put out a different amount of heat. So, you know, for instance, on a big stove, you'd have small burners, big burners. Well, they're going to be at the same temperature, but you know the big burners are going to cook things faster. So one of the things you can do is when you're dialing in a product is to do a black stripe on the product. It can be 3/4 of an inch wide, whatever, and press it and look at the black and see how you're doing. If you've got a good deep solid black, then you're dialed in. If you've got a poor black or gray black, then you're probably not pressing long enough. And then if you've got a black that's now turning brown, that indicates that we're overcooking. And so that's why having the green pad that's already heated up allows you to sort of always start at the same place. So For instance, you do your first one and your green pad is really, really cold. Well, you're going to lose time while we heat up the green pad when you're pressing. So you really want all the conditions to stay the same. And then as you want to press more than one at a time, then you simply would make sure you critique the black to verify you've gone long enough. Usually with an oven, with a heat press, if you're pressing something that's bigger, if you're pressing multiple things, you absolutely need to increase your time. It's a little bit difficult to say exactly how much time, but I would say pressing multiple slates, you're certainly in the 30-second to 1 minute increase for each additional piece you put underneath there. I think also it's going to be very important if you want to do multiple things on your press that your press is closing evenly. So with this press, obviously you close it, the bottom mates with the top, and if it mates evenly, then all things in your press area will receive the same amount of press. So as the press ages, the bolts are going to move a little bit. So my trick is to take a piece of paper, tear it into 4, so you got 4, put it under each side of the press, left side, right side, bottom, front and back, and then adjust your pressure so that you just have the weight of the plating. So it's just resting, and then you pull it out and you see if they pull out evenly. If they don't, it's time to loosen some of the bolts and let the press level itself. And I think I've got some videos that show you how to do that, or you can certainly call us or call, if it's not a George Knight press, you could call who you got the press from. How do we do?
Pretty good. Okay, so, oh yeah, very nice.
So one of the tricks that Sprite preaches that she is not doing is to figure out how to peek at what you're doing. It's a little hard when you wrap it around there, but nonetheless, maybe the first one you do, you really fold under only one side, and then figure out a way to, anchor the other side.
So I've got a little bit of cloudiness in my image. This time, just need to add some time.
Where?
In the center there, how
Yeah.
it's a little cloudy.
So it's hard to say, it's hard to even see what Sprite is referring to.
Oh, I see it.
But because we have very good light in this room, we got light shining on us. We got, by the way, the bulbs that are above me are the full spectrum bulbs, so that you really get a good representation of color. And but in the case of Sprite, it looks like the solution would have been to press it a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. And generally, things cook from the outside in. They cook from the outside in. And again, the glossy slate is new for us, and so we're dialing in. And
we're just figuring out as we go. Out as we go.
But we're certainly really, really close.
Yeah. So it's probably about 9 minutes. Yeah, I just needed to add a minute. Woo. Okay. So, which is
so
good.
You pressed it for 8?
I pressed it for 8. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So certainly just a little bit longer. Again, what I would recommend, let's say this piece is unacceptable to sell, then what you do is you press a strip of black on here to really dial in, because black is that last color to sublimate. And so we don't have any black to really know how we did, but I can look at the extremities and I'm seeing, hey, looks good there. But again, it just simply looks like need a little bit more time.
Yeah, and I always say if you have, if it's not sublimated in the middle, then it's time. If it's not sublimated, so if you have splotchiness in the middle, you need to add time. If you have splotchiness on the edges, you need to add pressure. So I'm splotchy in the middle, I need to add some time. I see you, Carol. I had a question, I have a couple questions, but I had a question about, first off, the paper. I saw you, Rose. So the paper that I use is the DyeTrans SPP paper, and that's just what I use. The Texprint R is totally fine. It's a great paper. You can use it. I just don't. That's just a it's not even a preference, it's just what I have available to me most. I had some more questions.
So also one of the, as Sprite looks for the questions, also one of the things that we strongly recommend everybody do is dry the paper. It is theoretically possible.
I didn't do that also.
It is theoretically possible that drying the paper, you know, might be the solution, but based on what I'm seeing, you know, it's just simply a matter of dialing up the time just a little bit. And the transfer, did you throw, you got the transfer?
I have it, yeah. It's
Transfer usually will tell us the story of you know, what's going on, and based on what I'm seeing, which is a little bit hard here,
Yeah.
but I would say certainly time would be my first recommendation, and then drying
Possibly,
the paper
definitely drying
also.
the paper,
And
which I didn't do.
you know, I said, you know, two things that people consistently do wrong until they do them right are underpricing your products, and then number two is not documenting. You really want to document your success and failures. So Sprite, you've got your notebook here, right? Or you
Yeah,
got your piece of paper.
I wrote it down.
She's going to document that we're going to tweak the instructions here. And so documentation is very simple. It is your best resource to help you not repeat mistakes again. And so, for instance, you may do a lot of Slate for Christmas, and then maybe come around to Valentine's Day. When is Valentine's Day this year? I'm trying to think.
Probably the same day as February the 14th. It's on
Yeah,
the same day.
yeah,
Oh,
there
like,
we go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, our Mardi Gras ball here, mine is February 19th, which is my oldest son's birthday.
Hey, that's
So
pretty fun.
that's a big ball, so you and your husband
We
plan on being there.
We went to New Orleans a couple weeks ago and bought Mardi Gras masks, which I've never done. We went to the Café Du Monde store.
Oh, yes.
We bought some masks, so I have to buy a dress that matches my mask. I'm very excited this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we just had folks in from New Orleans. They
I
drove
know.
over today.
Just in here.
Kind of stuff. So at any rate, documentation is the best way to keep from making
yeah.
mistakes.
Oh, okay, I know. So I've had a lot of people saying, you guys don't use the Nomex on the Slate anymore. I don't do that way. So always check our instructions, and always check the written instructions, because, you know, we do those videos and then we'll change the instructions and we'll change the verbiage, but it takes a while to do a video. So always check the written instructions. We're always updating. We're always trying to find more streamlined instructions for you, and this works.
Yeah, I would say there's, in principle, the Nomex would work.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
And
yeah.
so the goal of our instructions is very simple. Have, you know, simple is best. So the least amount of accessories, the fastest way, balanced with the best quality. And so, you know, the standard accessories that I think everybody ought to have is the green rubber pad in really 1/8 inch, and then the white thick Nomex pad, which I guess 1/2 inch or something.
Yeah.
So those are just incredibly common accessories, and so I ask, can you use the silicon sheet instead of the green pad? No. The green pad is quite unique. It's spongy, it's thick, and it's going to basically bridge the gap and ensure that you've got good, even heat being passed to the transfer and ultimately to the substrate.
And I had a question about the jigs, and there is a video on using the jigs, not for the car coaster. It's a video on the ornaments, not the ornaments, the pet tags. But go to CondeTV.com, type in template, or no, jig, I think it's jig, and you can see that video. I had a question, oh yeah, beignets from Café Du Monde. I had a question about how do you dry the transfer? You just open your heat press, place your paper under there for about 10 seconds without closing it, and then that's going to dry off any excess moisture. Okay, new product. Heart frame, Slate heart frame, and this is SUSL865. So we're going to do the exact same thing. This is cute, cute, cute. I might give this away for Christmas. Actually, it'll probably go in the trade show booth, but you know.
So she dried the transfer, so we're
did.
good. And we're going to go, you want to go 9 minutes this time, or?
You know, I don't.
I think
so
it's a lot less
that's
surface
what I was going to
area.
say. This one is
And
probably
so
good for
probably
8.
8 minutes gets the job done.
And I really think had I dried my transfer, that one would have turned out well, because it doesn't look like there was so much, you know, that didn't transfer. It just
Right.
looks like.
Now, if you read our instructions, and we hope you do, feel free to provide feedback. One of the things that we recommend on Chromolux products to an extent, and Unisub, on some of the Unisub products, especially as you get bigger pieces, is to put the polypropylene fabric on top instead of a cover sheet. And it is necessary that you do this. So what happens on those products, the Chromolux, of course, is generally going to be metal. Sometimes it's MDF and FRP, MDF and hardboard. Is the coating is extremely thick, and that's why it looks so good, you know. And the coating is what we call hydroscopic, meaning it absorbs water. And when you hit it with heat, the water comes out. And so the principle of using that fabric on top is when all that moisture is coming out, and of course you do get some moisture coming out of the transfer, that the fabric wicks the moisture away instead of puddling the moisture in the same place. And that will solve transfer issues. So when you're doing those Chromolux, those beautiful metal Chromolux panels, it is very important that you do the metal face up, transfer face down, having dried your transfer, and then the polypropylene on top. No cover paper. And that is the recipe for Chromolux. Now, you're ultimately going to have your polypropylene is going to be ugly. It's going to be stained with sublimation gas. Not a problem. It's not going to affect your transfer as long as the transfer covers the entire substrate. And so you throw it away when it gets nasty, but it is reusable. You should not throw it away after the first transfer just because you see some gas on it. All of ours around here, why don't you grab that over there if you can.
Oh yeah, this looks great.
You'll see what ours looks like. It's just green.
I think I've been using the same piece for 5 years now. So.
Yeah.
And
So
it's got, I mean, you can
see how nasty. Now
you can kind of see like the different transfers
that
throughout
logically
the years.
should be thrown away.
So this is the deal, though. You know, if you have a substrate and you have just a small image, let's say going on the bottom corner, if you do not cover the entire substrate with your transfer paper, then this will transfer onto your substrate. So you have to make sure that the transfer paper is as large as your substrate. It acts as a protective coating for your polypropylene. So this is polypropylene. It's F0008 on our website. I have a bunch of questions. The slate does not have a clear film on it. The size of the slate is 7.5 by 9.8. And Tracy, I just looked up the slate. It's SUSL 865. So it was on the website for me.
Why don't you tape that, show people, maybe go to the top cam and just show people what we're doing here.
Okay, so I've got my my picture of Finch and Casey and oh, what's his name? The C.
Yeah. No, do the heat tape just to tack it in place.
Yeah. So we talked about using the double-sided tape to tack your picture down, but you know you want to keep this picture and maybe change it out. So I would just use some Scotch tape.
Now we're going to make it so we're attaching. We will attach the easel when the, you know, obviously the client gets it.
I should probably run it up.
Yeah, putting probably getting thinner, not as wide a tape is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think like we were looking at 1-inch tape. So let's see. Can you answer this question? Let's see. It says, any idea why my SG800 pauses mid-print?
Yes. So I'm reading it from Tommy, let me see.
Can you read it? Oh, this tape. Okay. Oh, and I had someone ask a question about if this is in stock, and it is in stock. We have quite a bit of it.
So,
we just got it, so.
Tommy, let me just tell everybody, because you may run into this issue here,
This tape's
and yeah, you have to.
This is not very good tape.
Yeah, it was our quick fix carpet tape, and it's a devil to peel.
Oh, got it. Okay. Got it.
So what happens is Tommy's printing on the SG800. He's using the bypass tray. He's probably printing on 13 by 19 paper would be my guess, because that's what it says. And the bottom line is the print head has an onboard ink reservoir. And when the printer finishes printing a piece of paper, you'll often see a maintenance message come up on the printer indicating that reservoir is actually being refilled. So Tommy, what's happening is your print has a lot of ink on it. I mean, it has a lot, and one color, the print head is actually running out of ink where it has no more of that color. Maybe it's black. And so the printer is forced to stop printing and go through a maintenance cycle to refill the reservoir. So it's a little bit difficult to fix, but here's some suggestions. Number one is if you're printing just something big, like say a big cutting board, there may be very little you can do other than change your design to use less ink. But if you're ganging up products on the same piece of paper, obviously you can change that.
Sorry, I keep switching to the wrong screen.
So wow, very nice.
Isn't that cute? Look at little Finchy in them.
The question I have for you is this like a cutting board where you're doing, or is it like a Chromlux panel? It's 12 by 18. I think that's what it said. But again, it is a rare situation, but it's of course my job to know about rare situations, and that is one of those things that the print head literally runs out of ink and must stop. So you've got to change something in order to go around the problem. But you're welcome to call me, and we can discuss, and I can see if I can engineer a solution. But again, it has enough ink generally to do a very large print. But if you're running out of one particular color because you're using a whole lot of that, then that's what causes the issue. Sorry about that.
What's the shelf life of the ink?
So typically for the Sawgrass SubliJet-HD, it's plus 2 years.
So, I had some people asking, plus 2 years. I had some people asking about the carpet tape. So we just used what we had on hand. So I don't even know where this came from. It's a pretty sticky carpet tape.
Relatively sure our graphics artist Todd just ran down to Lowe's, because there's a Lowe's very close to us. But the bottom line is it'd probably be ideal for a little narrower tape, because in theory you could actually put a seam at the very top. We've played around with this, a number of these internally, making it for ourselves, and they're really nice. So looking forward to giving a few of these for Christmas gifts.
So one year, when I first got into sublimation many years ago, this was what I gave my family Slate, and they were shook. I mean, they were like, they couldn't believe it.
That nailed it. That's good.
That's really good. So here's my best friend's Slate. Ooh, that's hot. So, and you can see my mistakes on this are, not accounting for the actual break in the
So unlike
material,
the traditional template that shows you where the bleed is, Slate, you've got the chiseled area around the Slate that is there more for effect than it is for sublimation.
Still looks super good though.
It does. It looks exceptionally good.
Okay, so I've got I've got my last image, and on my last image I have my last graphic, which is this mountain graphic that Zach made that I'm obsessed with. So I'm going to put it, this is a big image with a lot of ink. I'm going to put it under my open heat press for about 10 seconds to dry it. While I do that, I'm going to take my slate out of the box. Love these boxes, great boxes. And this is an exciting piece. So we've never had slate like this before. This is our it's 11.8 by 9.8 rectangle with prefabricated holes to hang it and a cute string to put in the holes. So we're going to do that. All right, let's pull this out.
Yeah, very exciting to have hanging slate.
It is exciting, very much so.
So let's dry it. You dry the transfer?
I did dry the transfer, yes, sir. Just kind of wipe it off with my hands.
Now, what time do you want to do this one at?
So this one, I believe, I have it for 11 minutes. I have it for 10 minutes.
You know,
I'll go 11, huh?
I think I would go 11.
Okay, we'll go 11.
Kind of thing. One of the tips on all the products that you sell or make is always figure out some way to put your reorder information on the back. So, you have any suggestions for the folks at home?
I do. We have this material that we sell called Mates, M-A-T-E-S, Mates, and it's a permanent bond. It's a permanent adhesive. After you let it cure for about 72 hours, it sublimates well in small pieces. And yeah, you can put it on there. They'll never be able to take it off. So anytime somebody picks it up and goes, oh my gosh, I love this, they can flip it over and they can go, oh, I get this from Lisa's Custom Crafts, and they can call you Lisa and they can get it.
Yeah, and the adhesive on it is really it's an industrial commercial adhesive. So if you cut your little pieces, you could use it on the bottom of your mugs. Once it sets, it's not coming off. And so what you would never want to do with Mates is put it on a glass front door, because it would be a devil to get off. Just incredibly difficult. So you can look at what's available in the Mates line, from the cut sheet to the roll, but ultimately the trick is to sublimate small parts. So go ahead and cut up what you need, or figure out a way to stamp it into the sizes you need. A long time ago we had holographic ovals, which I loved, and those were discontinued. So Mates would be something good if you're looking for something that is easier. The little stickers you can buy, sticker sheets that you can buy to run through a color laser printer, I like. So you've got some choices, but the important thing is that everything you sell, and I mean everything, you figure out some way to put your reorder information. And I'll take it one step further. So think of sublimating on the back of a name badge. And what you really want to do is you want to sublimate the code or the artwork code that you use for that, because when people call and say, well, I want to buy more, do you really want to sit there and ask them 50 questions to figure out what it is they're talking about? Just say, very kindly, may I have the reorder code on the back? Then you nail it. Okay, I know who you are, I know the design, what changes do you want made?
So I have questions about the Mates and what the part number is. I'm not sure if Lindsay or Crystal can put the part number for the Mates or a link to the search page. That would be great. And I've been I know. The item number for the Slate is SUSL 867. And thank you, Craig. I see you are on the ball. I have Jennifer asking, so I've been using Pro Spray on my images with Slate. I've never had a problem with ghosting. Is there a specific reason why you tape your Slate's Sprite? Yes, a couple reasons. So one, I really want it, because in the heat, the adhesive of the Pro Spray starts to break down a little bit, and the adhesive in the tape does not. So the longer I heat this Slate, the less adhesion I'm getting. So and this Slate is a little more expensive. It takes more time, so I really want to make sure that my item is tacked down. Now, I mean, if you're doing it with Pro Spray, good for you. Keep doing it, girl.
So let's talk about that. So it is a constant discussion we have internally is when do you use Pro Spray, when do you use heat tape? and I would say continue doing what works for you. Don't change. If you tape it on the back, you're automatically causing just a little bit of the lift of the top transfer. Just simply by taping it, you're causing that, and you know, and so I guess it's really what works for you. Very often, we have a lot of people here at Conde that do sublimation. So many that what was the gentleman you told me about, TJ,
right, yeah,
or whatever?
TJ will probably be on our live
And
in a couple weeks.
he works in our in one of our customer support roles, and I had no idea, you know, that he had his own sublimation business, and we were just chatting. And at any rate, the point is that we try to provide you with best practices, but I can tell you that typically with almost every product there is more than one way to do it. We're just saying that this is what seems to work best for us, but every day's a new day, and we do listen to our clients, and we do say, okay, time for change. Probably the greatest product that has gone back and forth with changing techniques and never a dull moment is, what product have we always had just the most opinions about how to do?
The tile?
The tile.
Yeah, the tile.
So ceramic tile has just been a constant game changer of, well, let's do it face up, let's do it face down, let's do it with the green pad, let's do it without, let's use the Nomex pad. So again, number one rule is, if it's working for you, then don't change.
That's right. And Scoob, I would love to know your real name. Are you going to be in Long Beach? Because if so, you're going to have to come up to me and say, I'm Scoob-Doo. Yes, we are bringing the F570 to Long Beach unless something happens, which is,
you know, I have my unit that I use for support and all that, and at this point in time I may be packing it up, taking it to Long Beach. What my goal was to bring a brand new unit, put ink in it, and then somebody could walk up and take it right off the show floor. We are going to do our best to do some printing with it, probably some Chromolux panels, things like that. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yes, Craig, I get to go this year. They're letting me. It's like my little mini vacay. Super excited, very excited. I already told my uncle I'll be there. He's like, "Can I pick you up from the airport?" I said, "No, we can have dinner." So I'm excited, very excited. All right. Well, I've picked some winners. So you know, I'm giving away 4 packs of artwork. Very excited about that. I hope you guys are. I had a question which was very funny about how much does the Slate weigh, and
wow, I wonder why they're asking that, Sprite. I'm not clear.
Right? Yeah, geez. So I can't tell you that, but I'm sure it's on the website. So a candy apple. What? You do have a mystery machine. That's amazing. All right, Scoop. I'm gonna look for you.
Candy apple red. Okay, gotcha.
Long
I
Beach
wonder,
is
have
near
we
me.
met you before at some of these shows? I'm wondering. That's awesome. Yeah. And our warehouse is in La Mirada, which is basically a suburb of LA.
It's right there. Okay, so I also had a question about the SS Mug 15-W with the SubliShrink in the oven, and I was texting my lab guy right now, and he has not had a chance to test it. So the recommended settings on the website with a mug wrap are 10 minutes, but for doing it with the SubliShrink, you should be able to go 7 minutes. I need to actually physically do it, and I apologize that I haven't.
Which product is that?
The SS Mug 15-W, the stainless steel mug.
Okay.
That was included in the black box, which is super cool.
So you don't know the time?
I did not for the SubliShrink.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But at
Okay.
8 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes, 8 minutes, you'll be
So
fine.
you got the handle on it, so.
And that handle can sublimate all the way top to bottom.
So do you cut a slit
Yes, sir.
for it?
Oh, you know what? It wasn't in the black box, was it? I don't remember if it was or not. I don't think it was, and I'm sorry.
It doesn't seem like it
I don't
was.
think it was, and I'm sorry.
By the way, for people out there, what is this thing? I can't remember what this is.
Some 450 SS.
This is one of my favorite products, and the reason is you put this in the oven, you know,
Yeah.
and do the SubliShrink thing, and it looks beautiful. You go top to bottom, just takes the sublimation so well, and then you simply put it together. And the best part is you can change your mind.
That's right. That's right. You can change it out, like
So
you
do
change your outfit.
do we sell extra ones?
We don't, not
Okay,
yet. We
well-
should have. We have to ask. We have to ask.
But at any rate, I think it's a great product. I love the lid construction on it, and it's double walled as well. I guess that's double walled.
Yeah, because that's one wall and this is the second wall.
Okay, so that's it. Screw top lid. So again, lots of interesting products.
So it's 450 milliliters. I think that's right about 10 ounces, I think, or 11 ounces. Yeah. and
Sublimates beautifully.
I'm sorry, the SS Mug 15 was not in the box.
I didn't think
I
it was.
apologize. It was one of those, well, we might put it in and
All right, it is cool enough, but we don't have a photograph.
No, we don't.
So-
Okay, I have a question. This is a really good question. Thank you, Tommy. So about using the clamps on the mugs with handles. And so, David, you found that clamp on eBay.
So I promise that I will get the information. We published it a long time ago, and then sort of forgot about it. So I will come up with the clamp information. But basically, it is they call them bull nose or bulldog.
I think it's a bull nose clamp.
Bull
yeah.
nose, large bull nose clamp is ultimately what it is, and it's just big enough so that it will go, you know, across the handle to the mug, and then pinch down enough to keep the SubliShrink from popping away from the sides. So.
Yeah, and so, and you and I spoke about this because we said, well, we've kind of updated our technique a little bit, and they should do the slit, but
We
for
found many
fast-
people are not interested in decorating the entire mug.
Yeah, and that's fine. And you can, you know, you always can use the clamp. Dave, we do have a link somewhere. You emailed me the link, so. Can you,
I will look it up. In fact, what I may do is just go do a review of clamps
It's a clamp review.
and see if I can come up with even better one. I did fabricate a couple of clamp designs that were basically two bars of metal that sort of you know, attached to both sides of the handle through some, you know, toggle bolts. But ultimately, if there's a machinist out there that's good at this kind of stuff, please give me a call and may have an order for you. If we can come up with a great design, you know, we'd want to supply it to our clients. So just need somebody out there that is good at machine kind of stuff. I had a couple of people at my church that fabricated a few designs for me. And, you know, I'm amazed at the talent that is right around us. All the great folks. We had a member of our church that taught shop at a high school all these years, and he can take apart his car with a blindfold on. Wow,
Isn't that
looks
nice?
good. That
Isn't
is
nice?
that
This
is
this
breathtaking.
One is hot. So I'm gonna change gloves.
I wish our cool plate was actually in here, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
And I
Man, oh man, that looks good.
It does look good, and I like that it doesn't smell bad. You know, some of this stuff just has a little scent to it. Okay, so it's very hot, and then you can see my little design right here. So
Sprite, that is
super cute.
absolutely gorgeous. Great product.
I think it's just the cute puppy on there. Okay.
Just trying to, let's critique it here.
Yep. It almost looks like I went a little too long. So keep in mind, if you press for too long, your image will start to fade. And if you don't use the green pad, your image will fade a little bit. Oh, you see, that's from that glove. That glove is awful. So, and then I missed I missed my template just a little bit, and that's okay
But
too.
the missing of the template, I think, is very attractive.
I like it too, actually.
And so I would say don't change it. But in being, I guess, you know, critical, you know, I'm wondering if we did cook it ever so slightly.
Yeah, and this is all my fault because I didn't. We just got this in. I mean,
Yeah,
we've had this
yeah.
in for like 2 days, so you are really the first people to see it. I mean, you guys look at it. It's on the website, but there's no images up. I don't even think there's templates up yet, and I apologize.
But yeah, Sprite did finish the templates. Thank you, or Zach, or
Zach-
some of our other
Zach-
folks.
Zach, you
Thank
pretty
you,
did
Zach. But I'm wondering, you know, again, it's a matter of the black test is always good.
I just need to. We just got to
Yeah.
dial in the instructions, and
Yeah.
then we'll be good. But we have, I think, 12 new products. Hold the last image against the heart frame. Hold on, Scoob. I'm trying to get all this tape out.
Yeah, fun with double-sided tape. I guarantee you, it's it is an art to removing it.
Oh, you know what? Somebody said use your weeding tool, and that's a genius idea.
The value of, we'll call it, this is the collective. So we use the brain trust of all these folks that are watching us. Isn't that cool?
That is pretty cool. It's like support in real time, you know. There we go. This
Well,
sucks.
I have got mine loose, but it's just not letting go.
This is some awesome tape, huh? Okay, I've got one more piece of slate to do, but I don't think I'm gonna press it because we're right out of hour. So, but I'm gonna show you guys, and then we're gonna get to the part that you have all been waiting for, patiently, right? Next time we're gonna invest in some 3M strips.
Yeah, we will persevere on suggesting some tape for you. We will persevere on coming up with some ideas. But boy, oh boy, and it is.
Here, let me get that last one.
It is loose. It is loose, but it's just not letting go.
All right, guys, so the last piece that I have, and I'm not going to press it because, like I said, we're almost out of time. This is the portrait hanging slate. And I had a question.
Yay.
Thank you, Kim. Karen said, can I just brag on 1 whole hour with no restarting? Girl, what? Yes.
Oh, don't say anything yet. We're not over with.
Okay, so this is my last piece. I'm not going to press it because I'm running out of time. This is SUSL864. This is 5.9 by 11.8. It comes with the string. I just had a question about does all the slate come with feet? And no, the frame pieces come with the easel back. The hanging pieces come with the string, and the pieces that are not hanging or.
But could you
Frames come with
attach
feet.
an easel if you really wanted to?
Sure.
Just find a source for easels and you could put it on.
And there you go. Somebody asked to see this again. So you'd put the picture in there. It holds a picture. Let's see about how big the picture would be. I think it's
Is it like a 5 by 7?
made a 5 by 7. Let's see. Yep, it holds a 5 by 7. Isn't that cute?
That is really cute.
And I love the gloss finish on it.
So
That's
think
great.
of it for everything from engagements,
Anything.
marriage
I mean-
anniversaries, Valentine's Day,
You didn't put it on
Mother's
straight.
Day. Huh?
You didn't put it on straight. That's gonna
I'm
drive me
left-handed,
crazy.
so I have my excuse. So
Okay, you're gonna have an army of left-handed people coming after you.
hey,
All
we
right.
left-handers have to stick together.
Okay, guys, so it is that time of the show where you get to win everything that I pressed. But in order to do that, you have to tell me how much does it weigh. So what we have today is both of our frames, the rectangle, the heart. We have our large hanging piece, our portrait hanging piece, and our small rectangle. Here are the rules. You have 1 guess per person. Only your first guess qualifies. 1 guess per platform. So you can only guess on Facebook or you can only guess on YouTube. Guesses should be expressed in pounds. 1.2, 3.6, 4.8, etc. Please don't give me ounces. I'm not good at math. The winning weight will be the first guess closest to, but not over, the total combined weight of the products. 2 prizes awarded, one on Facebook, one on YouTube. Free shipping in the contiguous United States. You cannot win twice within 6 months. So go, tell me how much do you think it weighs?
Twice within 6 months. So
We've got some people that
clairvoyant people.
they are. So tell me how much it weighs, and yeah.
So is this the answer in here? Can I do little numbers here and
Just put it out there.
put it out there, give you a little bit of psychic message there. So.
Okay, and then while you guys are guessing,
So you put the little tape on the string ends so it feeds easily through.
yeah, I did that. That's what
Cool,
I did. Yep,
cool.
Yep.
And then you pop it in and give it a little bit of a knot, I suppose.
Yeah, and I would knot it in the back. To me, that looks a little better. But I mean, it's kind of a personal
So you're doing it this way?
Yes, sir.
Like that?
Yeah, and then knot in the back.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
You can knot in the front and take the tape off.
I think you're right.
Okay, while you guys are guessing and all that great stuff, I'm going to give some more stuff away. So every single week, I ask you guys to leave me a product review on a product, and I pick a winner out of all the product reviews that I got, and I give someone $25. And this week, I have an interesting product review, and I don't have it on my sheet because I was kind of running late, which is why we started at 3:30. But I had a review from a woman about our Apple Watch bands, and she loved the watch band. She loved the way they sublimated, but she had an issue with the pins, and her watch fell off. And I love that review because that means that means we understand. So we know that problem is happening, and we have addressed that problem, and we have new instructions on how to sublimate it.
Yeah.
So guys,
no more is it happening. No
Yeah.
more. And it was just our lack of experience in pressing the band with the pins in
That's
there
right.
were damaging the pins.
That's correct.
And in hindsight, obviously I should have picked up on that. So I've had my watch band now for, I don't know, 4 months or
Yeah.
so.
And
Love
you wear it every single day.
Every day, and you can pull it, do whatever you want. But ultimately, using a paper clip
A jumbo paper clip.
was the solution to it. So again, we very much value your feedback to help us do better, to tune our instructions. Absolutely fantastic to the Conde family that's out there.
Very much so. Okay. So she's going to get $25 in Conde credit, and I'm sorry that I did not write her name down. This is all me. I'm a horrible person today. Also, I also ask you guys to show me what you're doing with your products. And if you show me what you're doing with your products, I pick a winner every single week, and I give them $25. And this week, my winner is Amanda Craft of the Craft House. So Amanda did this really cute gift basket. It has linen oven mitts and car coasters, jar openers, and a waffle towel. The front oval is the DS34W aluminum hair barrette. Super cute. So
Almost looks like a cuff bracelet in there, but I guess it's not.
no, I think that's the waffle towel. Isn't that cute? I'm not really sure. It's super cute.
Some kind of tag. Wow, cute.
Amanda, you have won $25 in Conde cash, and Amanda is also entered into our quarterly contest where she can win either $400 for first place in Conde cash, $200 for second place in Conde cash, $100 for third place, and then I also do an honorable mention for another $100. So please, that contest ends on December 31st. Yeah, I think that's right, December 31st. So go.
Which is coming up fast.
Show me
Wow.
your best holiday retail display. So show me what you're doing for Christmas. Show me what you're doing for your office party. Are you sublimating a lot of stuff? Do you have it set up really cute? Show me what you're doing, and I'll enter you to win.
And make your own Dirty Santa party, right? Everybody ought to be part of a Dirty Santa party, and just think of the cool stuff that you could sublimate. That
I know.
would just be. I wonder. We've got ours here. I wonder. Wonder what I can come up with to really freak out someone. You know.
Right.
Make that special University of Alabama Roll Tide merchandise. How about that?
Yep.
Should I do that? make something
some roll
to irritate some of our Bama fans here.
That's funny. Okay, Dirty Santa Party. What I've heard it called a white rhino, white elephant. You guys call it something different up in the north.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
where you get
everybody's like,
together
"Dirty
and you have gifts, and everybody picks a gift, and then you're allowed to steal the gift. I'm sure there's a Wikipedia entry on Dirty Santa parties.
I think up in the north, you guys call it like a white rhino or a white something. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, that white elephant. Thank you,
Maybe
Craig.
you think it's called Secret Santa, or is that
Well,
something
because
else?
I remember Suna, I think we had this conversation last year, white elephant gift exchange. We don't have that. We have Dirty Santa because, and yeah,
Dirty
you rob
Santa
your
because
neighbor.
you get to steal the gift away from someone until the gift has been stolen 3 times and then it's frozen.
Yeah,
so,
and last year was a lot of fun. Last year we had a lot of alcohol and money, and it was a lot of fun. I think I got $10.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a YouTube video up on, doing your own Dirty Santa party.
Jeez. All right, guys, so let me give away this beautiful artwork. I've picked 2 winners on YouTube and 2 winners on Facebook. So my Facebook winners are Catherine Geisen and Craig Seibert. So Catherine and Craig, please email me at swood@conde.com,
Awesome.
and I will send you these 3 beautiful art packs that are on your screen right now. And on YouTube, I have Carlene Bucci and Kelly Jordan. So Carlene, Kelly, email me, swood@conde.com, and I will send you your artwork. I usually send it on Tuesday or Wednesday. If you won last week, I promise you're going to get it. I was behind. I was out of work. I wasn't here for a day and a half. So email me, swood@conde.com. If you do not email me, I do not know how to send you the artwork. So Carlene Bucci, Kelly Jordan, Craig Seibert, Catherine Geisen, please email me. I will send you these beautiful art packs for free. And now for our grand prize winner. Okay, so we've got a winner on YouTube. We've got a winner on Facebook. I'm excited about my YouTube winner. My YouTube winner is The Impossible Company. You guessed 9.3 pounds. The actual weight was 9.4 pounds. So The Impossible Company, please email me at
Congratulations.
swood@conde.com, and I will send you one of all of this beautiful slate that we just pressed. And my winner on Facebook is Lisa Matir Barsith. So Lisa, you guessed 9.2 pounds, and you will have one of every single thing that I have pressed. So guys, email me
Look how
swood@conde.com.
on camera, Sprite. Look how beautiful that looks
I know, it looks
on the
great.
camera.
I love this slate.
That's incredible.
All the colors pop really well, and yeah. All right, guys.
Good. Well, thank you, and please tune back in on next Friday. We hope to be with you, and thank you again. Let us know how we can be of service.
Bye, guys.
Take
See
care.
ya.